Welcome back to Teach Me How to Clean. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys another way to clean the glass oven door. All you're going to need is a little bit of baking soda, some vinegar, and just the smallest amount of tin foil shaped into a ball here. So what we're going to do to start, of course, is I'm going to start by just sprinkling baking soda over the top here, and then I have nothing but vinegar in this spray bottle, and I'm just going to spray this all over my oven glass. You're going to hear the chemical reaction and see it. It's going to start to bubble. You're going to be able to hear it fizz, and I'm going to be really generous. I'm going to be super generous with my vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and let it sit just like this for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to come back, scrub it with my tinfoil ball here. So let it sit for 5 minutes. I have a bucket here filled with just water and then obviously a washcloth, and this is what I'm going to use to get off all the extra gunk off of the oven door. All of that baking soda pasty stuff, this is what I'm going to use to get that off. Here is the end result for the oven glass door. Today I'm going to be testing cleaning my oven door with these. I'm really excited to give this a go. So we've got a lot here on this oven door, some burnt pieces right here. Here, let me get you guys in close so we can really see here. Lots of splatter marks, some drippings down it. There's that burnt spot. So I'm going to be taking my little tab and just a little bowl of hot water. I've got my hot water here and my dishwasher tab, and we're just gonna dip this in to get it wet and go right in on the glass. Wow, that took off that spot, awesome. Okay, my tab totally just broke in half, but that's okay. I've never done this before, so we're just testing it out. So the first half of my tab totally disintegrated, so I'm gonna take the other half here. But it's working really well. It's kind of like a mix between like an SOS pad and soap almost, because it's rough, so it's getting all those burnt pieces off really well. So I actually just dumped a little bit of that water straight onto the glass here, and I'm using this to scrub. I can still see a couple of the water stains here. I'll bring you guys back in. So I'm trying to make sure I'm scrubbing good where those were. And then I'm just periodically dipping this back into the water. I'm noticing I'm really having to scrub where those drip marks were, but this is doing really, really well. So I'm going to take just a damp, wet cloth and kind of give this a good wipe down. And then I'm going to take a dry cloth and wipe it off after that, and we'll see how well this really did. Everybody has little baby fingerprints inside their oven door, right? It's something about glass, sliding doors, windows, anything. They just want to stick their hands all over them, especially when they're freshly cleaned. If you're a parent out there, you know what I mean. Alrighty, so I'm gonna bring you guys back in. Ignore the little baby fingers here. But other than where he smudged, that did amazing. I 100% would recommend using this. It literally took me 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It worked amazing. It got off everything that was on here. 100% I will be using this again. I think that this test passed for sure. Today I'm going to be testing this easy off heavy duty for the inside of my oven. As you can see, we've got some dirt, some grime, some extra buildup along the sides here, all over the back, and even onto the door. I want to see how well this does on the door of my oven, so we're gonna go ahead and give this a shake and give the oven a nice coating. Let's read the instructions here first, shall we? Step 1. So they have instructions on here for a warm oven or a cold oven. I'm going to be following the cold oven instructions for this video. So they recommend wearing gloves, but I'm a rebel and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wash my hands really well after. It also says to make sure not to get it on your floor, because I'm assuming this will wreck your floor, so be careful. I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit. It says to let sit for at least 20 minutes. For heavier soils, allowed to stand overnight for 8 hours or longer. I'm gonna let this sit for probably 30 minutes, and I'll come back, and it says to wipe it off with a wet sponge or cloth, rinsing frequently. So let's let that sit and do its thing. So this is what it looks like after it's been sitting for about 5 or 6 hours. It's definitely loosened some things. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my wet cloth and start wiping it out. This is what the end result is. I just cannot find anything to really get those last two really deep, hard spots. Maybe I need to spray some more Easy Off on it, let it sit longer. But it did do amazing on my window on the oven. I've never had anything get all of the like grease and grime and stuff off of it as well as that Easy Off did. So I would highly recommend that for sure. It worked amazing. It got everything. It got literally everything else off on the inside of my oven, even in the deep cracks and stuff. So I'm very pleased with how this went overall. So I've got our bathtub water here. I already added my laundry detergent to it. I added just a normal amount, like if I were washing a normal load of laundry, put it in here with really hot water. And I'm going to drop in my oven racks. Before I drop in my oven racks, I want to show you guys what they currently look like. So we've got some build up here, you can see, more here. Let's get up in there really nice. Like there's definitely some gunk built up on these. You guys can see it down here on the base, more big chunks on this one, more going up over here. So I'm going to drop these in our water here. And now for the final ingredient in this no scrub oven rack method, dryer sheets. Yep, dryer sheets. So we are just going to cover these over the top, just like so. And it says to leave these soak overnight in your bathtub. However, I'm going to let these soak just for a couple hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more, 6. They say that the fabric softener in the dryer sheets is what gives it the easy off kind of effect on the dryer or on the oven racks. It's supposed to kind of like act as a lubricant, get in between the gunk and grime on the oven racks and the oven racks themselves to kind of create this lubricant to have it swipe right off really easy. So maybe not 100% no scrub. Let's call it a wipe. There's a difference between wiping and scrubbing, right? So let's leave these here, let them soak, and let them do their magic. I'll check back in with you guys in a couple hours. All right, so these have been soaking for about 6-7 hours already. I'm gonna get you guys in nice and close here. All the gunk and grime is starting to come off and float to the top or sink to the bottom. I am going to actually just take my dryer sheets and use these to kind of wipe off whatever is left still kind of stuck on the oven racks. I'm going to give them a rinse, prop them up to dry, and then shove them right back in the oven. Scrubbing these, I'm literally just doing this to knock off whatever is loose on here. Just kind of give everything that one last good knock off. Like I said earlier, there's definitely a difference between wiping and scrubbing. I'm going to show you guys what the bottom of the bathtub looks like after the water drains, so you guys can see what's kind of all actually came out. But you guys can see how milky the water is from the dryer sheets, and all these big chunks still floating at the top. So it definitely did the job. Here is a close-up look of the oven racks now that they're back in the oven and all clean. It took off pretty much every single ounce of like grime and gunk on the oven racks. So I'm definitely very impressed with the whole dryer sheet method of washing these oven racks.